Hey guys, today we are trying out two products. One I have used, one I have not. So we're doing a battle of concealers. We are using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer and then the brand new Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. So we are trying these two guys. I do one on one eye, one on the other, and we literally compare them. I mean, there's huge price difference here, $6 as opposed to $27. So big difference, and I don't want people to waste money on this if this works just as well, maybe better. So we do a head-to-head, and if you guys are interested, then I hope you subscribe and click that bell. I'm gonna hush and we are going to get into this video. Okay guys, so we're gonna do the Tarte on the right side and the e.l.f. on the left side. There are 35 shades in this. It is $27. e.l.f., from what I can find, has 25 shades and it's $6. So I really do like this one. They're pretty well the same thing, long wear, hydrating, creamy concealers. So let's go ahead and throw a little bit of the e.l.f. on. I'm kind of curious to see if, I mean, the Tarte one is going to be worth the way higher price tag. I really like both e.l.f. concealers, but I was not a huge fan of Shape Tape. I think that regular Shape Tape, it's just very drying. It can really age the under eye. And I'm not into that life, you guys. I'm just not. So I didn't put too much on. You can see it just blends out perfectly. No issues. Pretty darn good coverage. I don't think the creamy concealer is like crazy full coverage, but I think you can get it to full coverage. I had a little spot there. Sorry. So I wanted to build that up just a smidge. Had a weird spot going on. Okay, here is the e.l.f. Let's jump to the other side here and put on some Tarte. The tones are gonna be different in these, but I think it will work. All right, this one doesn't feel quite as thick. It's a little bit thinner than the e.l.f. concealer. I'm going to use my other side of my sponge and start to blend this side out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need more. I guess where it is thinner, it did not go near as far. So let me grab some more here. I don't want to do too much, but we're going to have to do something like that. And then we'll see what we've got. I want them to be comparable. Okay. Yeah, it's much lighter in texture than the e.l.f. concealer. It's not as thick and moussey. It doesn't go as far. As far as coverage, even with two goes, I don't think it has quite as much coverage as the e.l.f. concealer. I don't want to build it up anymore. I don't want my under eyes to, you know, get creasy. But I think it's a high medium coverage. But like I said, I don't think it's straight up full coverage. Let me go ahead and set them. We'll do that while we're here. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild press powder. All right, e.l.f. still looks really good. Let's go over here. Uh-oh. The coverage just isn't as good on the Tarte side. Just blur everything out. I'm gonna run a little bit of this over the nose. Okay, so here is what we have. Both sides, I think they both look really good. I know how the e.l.f. wears, but I want to see how the Tarte side wears, so we are going to do a wear test on this one. But this is what we've got so far, so I'm going to finish the face and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Full face done. My eyes, I don't know why I did blue. I never do blue, but this is what we've got. The under eyes still look really good. I did have some fallout from the eyeshadow, but I still think it looks good. I think the biggest difference is strictly the coverage. Hold on, I'm crooked. The coverage with the Tarte is not as good as the e.l.f. And then, like I said before, the texture is very different. The e.l.f. concealer is much creamier, thicker, almost feels more hydrating. And the Tarte side is a lot thinner, doesn't feel as hydrating or creamy for that matter. I mean, this is called Ultra Creamy, and in comparison to the e.l.f., it's not that creamy. But yeah, I'm going to do a nice long wear test on this. It's already been about an hour because I was, you know, fooling with my eyeshadow, this, that. But yeah, I will see you guys later on tonight. Sorry about the little jacket. I'm kind of cool. So let's talk about this concealer. I think it is medium coverage, can be light coverage at that. You can definitely feel a thinness to it, which is a good and a bad thing. When they call this ultra creamy, I just expected it to be a lot thicker, creamier, not like their Maracuja or their creaseless concealer, not that kind of thick and creamy, just a bit more hydration to it. This one's just really light. It's light feeling, the formulation is light. Also, the coverage is light to medium. You can still see a bit through here. I even built it up, and I still think it was about medium coverage. So, if I had to choose between the two, I would go with e.l.f. all day long. Why? Because it's $6, this is $27. This you can get to full coverage, this you cannot. This, just right off the bat, e.l.f. has more coverage, and it depends on what I'm doing. I do have lighter coverage concealers, but with these guys, I mean, when they put that Shape Tape name on this, it should have been full coverage. Like, wow, full coverage. But it's not. So I would definitely stick with e.l.f. It's a lot thicker, richer. Not that it's super heavy or anything like that. You can just feel more hydration when you're wearing this, when you're putting it on especially. So between the two, I would go e.l.f. I don't have a problem with this one. I still like the way it looked. I like the way it wore, but I wouldn't wear this with a super full coverage look. It's not enough coverage. So that's that on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I hope you subscribe and click that bell if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.